Survival's burning. Next
Yeah.
Crocodile Dundee survives winter in Korea. Doesn't know, but does it anyway.
You gotta use the stuff that you didn't think you'd use, you know?
Hey man, I do it all the time. That's how I survive.
Yeah, I told Ivy that, like, she's like, can you still go on? You're walking out there. You're getting lost.
Yeah.
Energy's depleting, and all I had was, like, my emergency...
You're already on your reserve energy, man. You already used up the reserves. What are you talking about? You know, you're already on empty. You've used up the reserves.
Yeah.
And you're asking me to keep going? What the hell? It's like, there's nothing left. There's nothing left, baby. There's literally, it's like, all the hair follicles are falling off my head because there's nothing left.
It's really beautiful out here seeing farmland well, I'm sure it's more beautiful. Well, I guess not. It can't be beautiful. There's nothing growing out here. It's winter. But you do see stars. It's kind of scary out here sometimes. Some noises that the wind just tosses through the trees. You know, it just kind of throws you off guard a little bit. But, hey, I can see some kind of intersection light up ahead. Something. I just keep looking at it like, I'm gonna be fine. I'm gonna be fine. You know, come to think of it, I think I will get another calligraphy and have that artist, I guess, write that everything will be alright. Everything will be okay. It can symbolize, yes, this winter, about this walk here. It's a souvenir from PyeongChang, about PyeongChang Olympics 2018, and the walk.
Like in Korea, like you see a lot of farmland, you know, you just drive by them, don't think much of it. But when you're on foot, you know, you just become like so grateful that they have like little roads parallel with the highway. And if you want to cross to the other side of the highway, there are tunnels every here and then, you know, and it's just really cool. But it's also really dark too. But you do see this light at the end of the tunnel, so to speak, you know, like you see a tiny little traffic light like a mile away, or some kind of LED light, you know, it's just way over there. And it just gives you a lot of hope. It just bumps your courage to 70%. When you're walking on in dark like that, you feel almost doomed. It's like, oh, am I gonna survive this? You know, this is probably the first time I'm getting scared or something. I decided, like, okay, enough of this highway stuff. I see a detour, you know. I'm going to take this route I see on my Google Maps, go towards the beach and walk along the beach. Usually if you walk along the beach, there's some kind of nice road that you can walk on, maybe something like a bike trail or something there. And when I was walking that way, this route was taking me down this sketchy road. You know, and it had like a street lamp, like one street light I saw. I'm walking towards it, and then the street light just blows out, pop. And then it's like, oh my god, it's so dark, I'd rather be on the highway. Turn around, feel my way back onto the highway.
It was testing you.
Testing me. Oh, so I should have like kept walking down that road, you know, in the dark. It was really dark.
In a horror movie, you're supposed to keep doing the things you would never ever do. That's how it works.
That's how it works.
Oh shit, the went out. I should totally go back, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna keep going. Howling sounds of death and demise. You would dare go beyond this point. Oh, right, me, of course. Let's go see what that's all about.
Things that I like used from what I learned from Alone.
Uh-huh.
Like I started to understand how they felt. People from Alone spoke to the camera to kind of give them some kind of sanity.
Uh-huh.
And I was sort of doing that same thing too. Just so many things were messing with my head, you know, like the wind, like when the brushes were really, really thick and the wind would blow, I would hear something and I would think, you know, like, oh crap, like, you know, this is not like a familiar ground. Like, I don't know, like, what wild animals there are out here. There could be coyotes and stuff. Boars. When you build, like, the Olympic structures, you know, you're building it on some natural land where nature used to thrive before we kicked them out for the construction.
Yeah.
And,
like, hey, where's my house, nigga? Trying to get my house. It was right over here somewhere. I know it was. Take my house, nigga. Fuck, I'm hungry anyway. I'm gonna eat you, like.
I'm gonna eat you anyway. Yeah, so when I did hear some things, though, you know, something that just kind of crawled through and stopped, you know, maybe the size of a rabbit or something. There were times when I was going to, like, tap out, you know, and call the taxi, but while I was walking through this, like, I mean, there were points, like, I'm already halfway to my destination, or my supposed destination. Like, if I do this, if I walk through this way, it's the point of no return. Like, you can't call a taxi and tell them, hey, I'm here. Where? I don't really know. You know, it's just some road. You know, there's no road signs. It doesn't tell you what road you're on. You can't send the taxi a GPS of where you are necessarily. Being in Korea, like, that's how they are. They're not going to come out to get you unless they know exactly where you are. All I could think about was, how do I get out of this? How do I keep moving forward? So I was kind of on my own for a good bit. And I mentioned the calligraphy thing because in the middle of all this walk, I'm thinking, man, I want to go back to the calligraphy lady and write a new calligraphy. But yeah, but I made it, so it's good. Next day, you know, like, as soon as I walked into the hotel, I was like, okay, we're eating big, you know, all the energy's depleted, I'm eating big, you know, and...
Oh yeah, no, like I said, once you're in that situation, you're like, oh, I'm fucking taking Outback Steakhouse, I'm eating the shit out of everything. Pretty much you're like, I don't care what the cost is, don't throw me a check first, give me the food first.
Yeah. As soon as I walked into the hotel, it's a nice hotel. Like, I looked online and this hotel costs like $500 a night, but I didn't pay that. See, Ivy found someone who could give us a staff discount, so we paid $220 and then divided it between the three of us. So we just ended up paying about $70. And that's another part of the luck coming out to PyeongChang. We would be the first ones on the East Coast to watch the sunrise of the first day of Lunar New Year's. That's luck right there, you know? There's so much going on. Even the bus ride going to PyeongChang, like, there was like a problem. Like, I booked my she was a lifesaver, you know, just booking the bus ticket to get from Seoul to the PyeongChang or Gangwon area. She found this website and there was a time, you know, like 10 o'clock in the morning, tomorrow, Vernon, you gotta book it. It's gonna book fast. As long as you have a game ticket, it's free for you. I book it, I pay it, and then, like, the next day I get an email saying, sorry, something went wrong in our system, so we have to refund your money. There's a booking problem, so you're just gonna have to book again. And I'm like at work, I'm just like, I don't have time to go on my computer and do this again. And she just found a friend to register and to book a ticket for me. And it was the last ticket too. The only downside about this is the inconvenient time that I had to return back to Seoul. Like, I had to return back at midnight, so I can't go home. So I had a different Korean friend who let me stay at his office place. Not his house, but like the space that he just lets me stay in Seoul. And then early in the morning I can take the bus back to Ochang. All the Korean networks that I had all helped me out. You know, even though I had that one seat left ticket, just the night before we had another problem. And I was at the gym, and Ivy says, you have to print this paper out because it's not under your name. So at the gym, the guy who owns it, we're buddy-buddy. It's after hours, so he's supposed to go home, but he's helping me out, print this thing and trying to figure it out. We just ran into another problem, but I won't get into that problem. But I'm just saying that the guy at the gym helped me out. Ivy's helping me out like 4 times. You know, another Korean dude who's helping me like have a place to stay when I return back to Seoul, so I can get to work on time. These are not situations you plan for, and when you are in these situations where you have to walk like this, you can't have a big heavy bag. You know, you would wish that you had packed lighter, and there's a lot of stuff in the bag you really don't need. And luckily, I did pack light. You know, a little less than I usually would. But after you experience this kind of situation, you know next time what to pack. You know, what are the real necessities to bring. You don't know that, you know, unless you've been scared like that. So, like, you can go hiking and try to experiment with it, but it's not the same. Not the same at all. Like, you just gotta be in some deep shit. Then you learn, like, oh my god, I'm so glad I have a sling bag, you know. And the sling bag is small enough where you have to pack light and stuff like that. You know, I had, like, immediately after I got out of all this mess, you know, I'm waiting for the shuttle bus to the hotel. You know, it's early in the morning, and I text my brother saying, like, thanks for the neck tube. You know, it just did wonders against the wind. The first time you look at a neck tube, it's like, is this enough? You know, is this gonna keep you warm? But it's so versatile. You can wear it different ways and just protect your ears or whatever.
And we're out of chocolate mousse cake. How can we be out of chocolate cake? Where's my chocolate cake? No dinner can be complete without chocolate cake.